r/AskReddit question. Anthony Bourdain once said, "There's a guy in my head, and all he wants to do is lay in bed all day long, smoke pot, and watch old movies and cartoons. My life is a series of stratagems to avoid and outwit that guy." Who is that guy for you? And what do you do to avoid him? I hate mornings. I don't like waking up. I don't like breakfast as a genre activity. I don't see a good reason to be anywhere ever before 10 a.m. I started forcing myself to wake up early and go to the gym before work. And I hate it so much, but it makes me feel so goddamn good all day long. It's a shitty healthy dose of morning endorphins that stops me from getting sleepy after lunch. Keeps me energized after work. Get a better night's sleep. It sucks so much, and it sucks even more that it improves every aspect of my day, because now if I stop, I know I'll just start having shitty bad days again, and it'll be my dumbass lazy fault with a simple fix.
This just made me smile. I wake up early but don't like rushing around in the morning, or even thinking about going to work out. I would be the same way. This sucks, and now I have to go to the stupid gym every day. I wish I could just kick my guy's ass long enough to at least try this until it sticks. Then stop going to gym. Because if you don't stop doing things that you hate, one day or another this will slip out of your hand. Do something you love. Explore things. Try cycling, jogging, any sport club nearby, yoga class, MMA classes. You might learn something worthwhile. Make sure you get up excited to do that activity.
That guy wants to settle for anything out of fear of nothing better coming later. That guy is okay with the dead-end job, the abusive relationships, and no master's degree. I tell that guy it's never gotten me anywhere. It's the definition of stuck, and I have no intention of being stuck anymore.
And I have no intention of being stuck anymore. That's what I like to hear. Keep on keeping on, my man. What has always helped me is I was once told, you are never stuck. You just don't like the consequences of making a difficult choice that may make you uncomfortable. It's true. You're never stuck. Maybe a choice will make you less comfortable now temporarily, but you are never stuck. Remember, stuck means you have the capacity to move. You got this, dude.
That guy's kicking my ass right now.
You gotta fight back, man. He's a lazy stoner, he can't be that good of a fighter. You should flip it around. That person is trying their hardest to get you going, but you are fighting back. Are you feeling alright, man?
It used to be eat cheap pizza, chain smoke, and play video games. I changed a lot of those habits to healthier ones.
Goddamn, I miss smoking. 6+ years smoke-free, and I still crave it as much as the day I quit. Salad, vape, and board games. Same for me. Just over 6 years, and I could go back to a pack a day tomorrow if I was lazy. Had my last cigarette and never cheated once, as it would be pack a day again instantly. The worst are the dreams where I am smoking and I wake up in a panic.
That guy's cousin lives in my head. I go to AA meetings to avoid and outwit him.
No AA for me. But will be 2 years sober December 14th from opiates. Longest I've gone since I first used over 10 years ago. No intentions of going back. But it's definitely a fight to outwit this cousin as well. Stay strong, my friend. I believe in you. I wish you strength. Alcoholism took away something precious from me. Edit. I am not an alcoholic, but it affected me by proxy severely. I'm doing great now. Scars are deep but healed. I win-wit. Stop by and stop drinking if you're having a tough moment and can't make it to a meeting.
The guy who wants to go streaking during the Super Bowl halftime show. I avoid him by remembering that prison is not a pleasant place to be.
If you ever decide to do it, just don't be fully nude. Then you'll be arrested and have to register as a sex offender. You'll only go to prison if you get caught. Wait, wrong comments section. Technically you'll still be running away naked, just from a different crowd.
I used to have a little sign on my desk that said the worst possible feeling is when the person you are meets the person you could have been. It was there to encourage to pursue my goals rather than procrastinate on games, Reddit, etc. I think it's time I dug that sign out again.
Ouch. Worse than that Ben Franklin quote, "A man can die at 25 and not be buried until he's 75. I think this fricked me up as much as retirement is a monetary number, not an age. It could also be the best feeling in the world, when you realize how screwed up you aren't. Carl Jung said if we deny the shadow self, we only feed it.
Bold of you to assume I avoid him.
My whole life is a series of stratagems to enable that guy to spend as much time in bed watching cartoons as he can without ending up homeless or unable to pay for weed. If you can't beat him, join him. Bold to assume that we are not him. Maybe the other guy is actually the healthy, motivated, ambitious dude and we just keep him locked up in the basement of our minds."
We came to an agreement and take turns occupying the same body. It's me from 5:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays. And he gets evenings, weekends and holidays.
I've got the same arrangement. My guy has left me with a hell of a hangover to deal with this morning. For me, we haggle on hours, but overall, we both realize we need each other. I went through a period of ignoring him entirely, but it turns out that wasn't quite healthy either. Fair compromise as long as it stays like that, I say.
All that guy wants to do is do Reddit and play video games. I don't do anything to avoid him.
Of course I know him, he's me. I have the same guy. Except he also loves beer and good weed. I used to not care, but after moving out and a year spent with my own vices, I am starting to seriously burn out. I would say everyone needs a time to indulge to the point they can't handle it anymore. Now I drink less than I have since I can remember and work out more than I ever had. Yeah, I can relate. I work from home as well, so it's very easy to just sit around and never leave the house. I'm finally starting to realize how bad this is for me. But it's difficult to fix. I do go to the gym at least twice a week. And I have some hobbies and friends that get me out of the house occasionally, but it's lonely, honestly. And I'm getting burnout on my hobbies.
I have the exact same guy in my head. I quit smoking pot years ago. Before I hit 30, I can still stay in bed all day on some days. What keeps me from doing it? Having a 24 hours lay-in on my laptop. Too often are commitments I've made to myself, friends, and employers. Back in the day, pot made it really easy to give up on those commitments. I miss pot, but I don't miss those times in general, which keeps me from going back.
Precisely. You've said it very well. For me at least, getting high just made me very content with doing absolutely nothing, which is fine sometimes, but I was high all the time and then doing nothing all the time. I was so bored and boring to myself that I had to quit smoking and other drugs completely. It's only been a few years. It still feels like a work in progress, but I'm getting happier with who I am. When I'm not smoking weed, it is highly motivating. 1. Because I have to do things to stop the cravings. And 2. Because when I'm not high, I often go to cool places and think, man, this would be better if I was high. Sadly, that's motivation towards the dark side. I like Randy Marsh's quote about it from South Park. Well, Stan, the truth is marijuana probably isn't gonna make you kill people. And it most likely isn't gonna fund terrorism. But, well, son, pot makes you feel fine with being bored. And it's when you're bored that you should be learning some new skill or discovering some new science or being creative. If you smoke pot, you may grow up to find out that you aren't good at anything.
That guy is my ADHD. I probably have an extreme case where my meds, which are at high doses, hardly even work anymore. The best way I combat the surge to do something fun, play games, or goof off is to remove myself from any place of temptation. Cut it off before you get the thought of even doing something pleasurable. What I do is that I find empty classrooms at my college and study or do work in there. I will purposefully drive away from my home, which is full of games, food, fun, and comfort, to a classroom just so I don't get the urge. And even if I do, I've created a barrier that takes too much guilt and effort of driving back and doing something fun.
Yeah, I just stay at the school if I think I'll come home and frick off. Sounds exactly like me in college. Pro tip: don't get a job where you work from home. I don't have a problem getting assignments in on time, but I do most assignments on the day they are due, or the day before. It has worked so far, and my grades aren't bad at all. However, I should probably be getting shit done sooner. I should start doing this. I really only wanted to comment this so I can put this commitment into words.
He just wants to win the lottery and sit on his couch watching dark comedies, drinking until it kills him. I avoid this by remembering that my mother would be very sad if that happened, and that I want to love someone, like really be in love, at least one more time before I go.